All My Trust in You is probably the oldest song that I've got on the record. It was a song that I wrote again in that kind of Roy Orbison-y kind of very much in that feel. It goes back a couple of years, and I think I've once performed it live even as well. Sometimes when songs get that old, you sometimes think, oh, they won't work on the record, but I think it was probably quite an important early marker for where we wanted to do. The cut that ended up on this is the one that we did in the Terminal in Glasgow. We tried to re-record a song in LA, and we liked it, loads about it, but for some reason it just sounded a bit shabby and didn't quite do justice to the
one we recorded in Glasgow was much more forceful and direct, I think. Yeah. So that's the one that ended up being on the album.
Passing Place again is one of these songs was one of the songs that we never demoed, because every time we sat and played it with acoustic guitar and we both sang it, it just kind of worked, and we thought, well, let's just leave the magic to see what happens. I have to say that I felt that Daryl's bass playing on that and Steve's drumming on the record are just what me. The rhythm of it is just it's so different than I would imagine. It's just lovely the way it's like swampy feel. Daryl's from New Orleans, and I think he's got that kind of feel to it. It's like really, it's beautifully simple. And it was written as a duet, and I sort of suggested to Lorraine that we just do it kind of back and forward. And at first you sort of, I don't know if that's going to, I can kind of swallow that idea, but it kind of works. And it's the first time we've ever done a song that's like that. There's a male voice and there's a female voice. And just in case there's anyone out there who doesn't know what a passing place is, when you go up to the west coast of Scotland or any parts of the Highlands of Scotland, the roads are very narrow, and you just get these lovely little lay-bys that cars stopping and you go past. So that's kind of where the image comes from.
Last December, Ricky came back. I think he'd been away in Nashville or something, but came back and had to go to Stockholm for a couple of days to write with a guy called Tobias Froberg, who he'd written a session with before, and he's a lovely man. And I've never met him, but Ricky keeps telling me how wonderful he is. So he came back from that session with 2 songs. They were only there for 2 days or something. And he sat down and played me the song Walls, which I think that song had the biggest impact on me out of all the songs on the record. It's just so honest about the kind of human condition, really, of vulnerability and frailty and how people deal with that, putting walls up round about them. But the song deals with the notion that somebody bigger than us can bring these walls down, and even sometimes we think there's no way this particular wall's coming down, that it's not up to us, and they do come down. And it's just a beautiful song, and it was so beautiful and so beautifully sung by Ricky and played by Tobias that I didn't think we could do it on the record, because I thought putting another voice on it would ruin it. And it was only when Davey came in and played guitar before we went out to the States, and then I started singing it in a very low, understated harmony, that I think it worked. And I think it's beautiful.
Going nowhere but then there comes a time